Hi everyone, welcome to All Four Queens 555. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday afternoon, late-ish here. Welcome to the channel, all about spiritual warfare, awakening and healing. When you get into awakening and you awaken spiritually, you tend to hit a little bit of warfare, and the reason for that is because of the things that have been going on in your subconscious. But when you become conscious, you start to see it for what it is. A lot of it happens in the spiritual realm, which we can't see, obviously only stays in dream state. But when it starts to manifest in the physical realm, you start to see it, and you'll see from my channel the amount of abuse and bullying that I've gone through, mainly to try and stop me from awakening, but also because of the things that people have been doing, i.e. identity theft and fraud. They obviously don't want that out there, do they? And I've just done one on freedom of speech as well. This one, I want to do this one because there seems to be a lot of confusion around this, and I'm going to do it because I think it's important that we see it for what it actually is. So I want to do the difference between racism and prejudice, and it's only an overview. I'll probably go into more depth in courses and stuff, but I just want people to understand it a little bit. Prejudice is a broad, unfair attitude or prejudgment about any group of people. Racism is a specific type of prejudice held directly to race combined with social power and systematic structures that create unequal opportunities for marginalised groups. The key difference and scope. Prejudice applies to any group that includes race, gender, religion, age, and I would say no sex as well, because obviously there are different groups in terms of that as well. Racism focuses strictly on racial groups and the belief that one race is superior to another. Power and systems. Prejudice is an internal attitude or personal belief. It does not require institutional power to exist. Racism operates on an interpersonal level and on an institutional level. It uses social, cultural and legal powers to uphold inequality. Directions. Prejudice. Any person of any background can hold prejudice against other groups. Racism involves a dominant group's leveraging society's power to maintain systematic advantages over non-dominant racial groups. And I've also written there about conscious bias as well. Now, racism stems from the deep-rooted psychological, social and historical factors, including the human tendency to categorise groups, fear or of the unfamiliar, and the desire to power or scapegoat during times of economic or social distress. These learned behaviours and systems structures reinforce prejudice and discrimination across generations. Now I'm going to just jump in there, because when I wrote my book, I said, when we were in lockdown, did we notice how people would come out from their homes, bang on saucepans, celebrate with each other, and there was no question of what people looked like, who they were, what the religion was, what the race was. Everyone just joined together. So if you can do it then, my question is, why can't it be done continuously? And why do they keep trying to create diversion from a social justice point of view? It's one to ask, isn't it? Psychological factors. In group favouritism, humans naturally look for community by favouring people who look or act like they do. Fear of the unknown, unfamiliar cultures or physical traits can trigger anxiety or mistrust. Insecurity and dominance in individuals with deep personal insecurities may seek power over others to feel safe or superior. I think that goes into other things, doesn't it? Social and economic triggers. Scapegoating people experiencing hardship often blame minority groups for complex social problems. Social conformity. Individuals sometimes adopt racism attitudes simply to fit in with others, their peers or local group norms. Stereotyping. Lazy generalisations reduce diverse groups of people down to rigid, unfair labels. And in historical and systematic roots, colonising and slavery, historical frameworks invented racial hierarchies to justify economic exploitation and land conquest. Now we know that from history as well, don't we, in terms of things, but I wanted to put it on here because we do tend to find that people have these radical views, and I'm not questioning anybody, we're all entitled to our own view as long as it doesn't hurt others. That's my point. Very similar to if you want to dance in the dark or you want to be in the light, as long as it's not affecting other people, people are freedom of choice. The difference being is you have freedom of choice, but when you go out and start hurting other people, your choice becomes free will, but you don't have choice of the consequences that come with it. And that's the challenge around when we talk spirituality, because we take the physical law out of the way because we've got law, and we know that that can be manipulated and controlled, but then you've got spiritual consequences, and for me they go down the biblical route of what the rules are. When you start going down that road, then you still got spiritual consequences. Either way, you can't evade the law, and you can't evade God's law, i.e. spiritual law. For me, universal law is God's law, and then you've got the physical law as well. And I just want people to understand what the two is, and hopefully as we all start to awaken and we all start to see the world, we all start to appreciate each other, but understand where those traits come from. Is it past life? Is it just because somebody else thinks it then you think it? We don't know how and why people think the way they do, but we hope that people can start to have their own views and start to create their own way of thinking rather than holding on to what was maybe family or historical or past life, because those are generational curses we need to break. We take the meat suit away and we're just spirit. Outside of the meat suit, we're just a spirit like everyone else. The meat suit is just what keeps us looking the way we do. And I hope that helps, because obviously you are on a spiritual channel, but I think it's important that we address these things as well at the same time, because we want a world where everyone is free, but also without judgment as well. For it is written, do not judge or you shall be judged at the same measure that you use. And we know that. So I just hope that people start to be a bit more open and expansive in the way that they see the world a little bit, and hopefully if I change one person or get one person to think a little bit differently, then that's what we're all here to do, aren't we? Just to change the way that we do things and the way that we see the world and we think, the programming that we've been conditioned to have. So anyway, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I'm going to leave you on that one. I'm sending you much love and light, and I hope that that makes sense to somebody, and I'm sending you so much healing as well. And take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.